guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time stopping by, please don't make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you're notified when I post a video. So this video has been highly requested ever since I posted my previous video about life as an international student. I got a lot of questions, people asking me about admission process, people asking me about travel tips, people asking about getting accommodation in Ghana, and just general tips that a fresher or a newbie should know when they're coming to school in Ghana. So I decided to make a video answering all of your questions. So as some of you may know, I school in Ghana, KNUST to be precise, and that's the school I'm familiar with, and that's basically what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I study medicine to be precise, but I'm not going to make this video really about medicine. I'm just going to be talking about the general entry process. But if you have specific questions about medical school or any question at all, just leave it in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer, or even make a part 2 answering all of your questions. So let's get right into this video. So in case I'm looking down on my phone, I actually made some notes so this video could flow easily for me. I actually divided this video into 3 parts. So the first part, I'm going to be talking about the admission process. The second part, I'm going to be talking about the accommodation process. And the last part is just going to be general tips, travel tips, and all of that. So we'll start with the admission process. And the admission process is for undergraduates. So let's start with the first part of this video, which is the admission process. So getting into a school in Ghana is quite easy. It's quite straightforward. You don't need any agents. Don't let anybody deceive you. Getting into Ghana is quite straightforward. It's quite easy. You can do it online from wherever you are, Nigeria, Cameroon. You can do it online. So I'm just going to run through this process for the benefit of those who will appreciate something like this. If you like to skip, please use the timestamps in the description box below. We'll start with the requirements. So what are the requirements that you need to get into KNUST? What you need, like the main requirement, is your West African secondary school certificate, yes, or what we call in Nigeria as WAEC. So basically, you could have these results on hand when you're applying, or you could actually apply anyways, as long as you're going to be writing that exam that year. When I applied for mine, I actually took a gap year before I applied. So I actually waited for my results to be out before I applied. But that doesn't mean you have to do the same. So you actually apply and wait for your results. So once your results are out, then you upload it. Yeah, there are actually 2 requirements. So you have the WASI, or the WAEC, or the West African Secondary School Certificate Examination. And then you need at least 3 credit scores, if I'm correct, in your core subjects, which is the English, mathematics, and I think integrated sciences. And you also need, this is like the major criteria, and you also need an additional cutoff points depending on the course you're going to go for, because different courses or different departments have their cutoff marks. So depending on the department you're going for, you need a specific cutoff mark to get into it. So for the purpose of this video, I won't be able to go through all the courses and their cutoff marks. I'm just going to leave that in the description box so you can check it out and you can see where you fall in. So yeah, we've talked about what you need: your certificate, your secondary school examination certificate. The next thing you're going to be needing is funds. Yes, funds. This is very important because Ghanaian schools charge international students in dollars. This is not surprising, but Ghanaian schools are actually quite expensive, and you might think that because it's a West African country, it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be affordable. No, it's not. If you're having funding problem, there are actually scholarship grants available for brilliant but needy students. I won't be able to go through all of them in this video, but I'm going to leave a link in the description box. Guys, just check the description box. Every information you would be needing in this video is going to be down below, so you could check it out. You could check the scholarship programs available for you, and you can see if you fall into that criteria. So now that we're done with our requirements, let's move to the next process. Next process, I'm going to be talking about the application. So how do you apply? It's very easy. So I'm going to go through my phone now, and I'm going to start my application process like I'm doing it for the first time, so you guys can follow along. So first step we're going to do is to generate our login. So this is the first step, and this is like the most important step, because without this you cannot go further. So to do this, you're going to log into the KNUST website, or you could use the link in the description box, which I've already linked below, and then you scroll to the admission portal, and then you click on generate login like I've done here, and then you'll be required to put in your email, and then you select your admission group. So you type in your email, and then you select you select your admission group, which is undergraduate international applicants. after you've done this, you instantly get an email with your login ID and your PIN. Also in the email, you'll be given like a step-by-step information which you follow. It's really self-explanatory, so you just go through it and you follow the process and then you continue. So you'll be given a link, you click that link in your email, and then you go on to log in to start your application process. So you put in the details that they give you in your email, your login ID and your PIN, and you start. So when you get there, as you can see on my window, you will need to put in your name and some other personal information. It's like filling any other online application, so your date of birth, everything. You're going to put in all of that there. And then the application fee for foreign students is $150, and you can generate this e-voucher from the university's website. Again, I've linked it down in the description box so you could check it out. So from this point onwards, everything is quite self-explanatory. Once you're done with your application, you submit it with any necessary documents to the university's deputy registrar. So you can use this because you're in another country. You can do this by DHL, UPS, FedEx, or whatever you want. I would put the correct address and any means you could use to send it. So after you've done that, you'll be needing to check your admission status time to time to see if you've gained admission. You may or may not have to come for a physical interview. In my time, I had to go for a physical interview, and that's it. I tried to make it as easy as possible because it's actually easy. The application process is actually easy, so I tried to run through it. But if you have any specific questions, just leave it down in the comment section and I would answer all your questions. So now that we're done with the admission process, I'm going to move over to the accommodation process. It's actually mandatory that you are on campus for your first year, and it's even advisable. Even if it's not mandatory, it's advisable because you could actually decide to go off campus, but I think you have to sign some undertaking or some other thing because it makes sense. You are new to a country, you're a foreigner to a country. It's better to be under the university security and all of that instead of finding your way and navigating your way in a new place, new country that you don't know anything about. So I'll actually advise that you stay on campus. Aside being a foreigner, you're new to the school, you want to know your environment, you want to know your classmates and all of that. If you go on campus, you're actually going to be left out. So for that one, my advice to you is to stay on campus. Stay in the hostel that you're assigned to for your first year, and then your second year you can decide if you want to move out or if you want to continue to stay. So that's totally up to you. I stayed on campus for 3 years before moving off campus for my clinical year. So the hostels available for international students in KNUST is the Girls Hostel, and I think there are about 4 or 5. Before you can apply for accommodation, you must first have gained admission into the school and you must have paid your fees in full. After this, you can then proceed to apply for your accommodation. So once you're in the clear, you can book accommodation, and then you just follow the instructions to reserve a room. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll be required to pay your hostel fees, and then when you come to school, all you have to do is present your proof of payment and you'll be allocated a room. It's quite straightforward and you have nothing to worry about because you'll be taken care of. So that's it for accommodation process. So now I'm going to be moving on to the general tips that I would advise a fresher or a newbie that is coming to school, coming to KNUST, coming to Ghana for the first time. These are just some of my tips to make your experience a lot better. These are some of the things that I wish I knew, that I wish someone told me before coming to school. So my first tip would be saving on extra luggage. You don't need to pack a lot of things when you're coming to Ghana because Ghana is actually similar to Nigeria. Most of the things you're going to find in Nigeria, you'll find it in Ghana, and if you don't find it in Ghana, trust me, you'll be fine. So all you need is like your personal items, your clothes, your skincare products and all of that. Every other thing, food stuff, toiletries, you could get them in Ghana. And it's actually advisable to come see your room first. Look at the things that you want to get in your room. Okay, do I want stationaries? Do I want a dustbin or something, like basic things? You are provided with a bed, a bedside table, and a wardrobe and a study area, so you could actually see your room and then decide what you want to add, what you want to spice up to your taste. So yeah, save on the extra luggage because you really don't need that. So just come with your personal items and then come to school, and then you can buy all the other things you want to buy. My second tip is going to be saving costs for your flights. My advice to you is to book your flights earlier, because if you book your flights earlier, this one is a no-brainer. Everyone knows this. The earlier you book your flights, the better rates you get. But a better tip for you if you're coming to KNUST is to book a flight to Accra. So depending on where you're coming from, Abuja, Lagos, or Cameroon, or Rwanda, any other country you're coming from, You can book a flight to Accra and then you take a VIP bus to Kumasi. The road trip is about 4 to 5 hours from Accra to Kumasi, and I don't know about other countries, but unlike Nigeria, Ghanaian road transportation services are actually quite comfortable. The buses are spacious, you have a lot of leg room, and then it's well air conditioned. In fact, 2 air conditions, if I must say, and then you have what's it called, a USB cord to charge your phone on your trip. So I mean, you're very, very comfortable. And then the school is centered around Kumasi. There's no way you can get lost. Like, even once you even get to the station, you can tell them that you're going to Tech. It's actually called Tech here. You cannot get missing in Kumasi. The school is very big, it is bold, it is there, and you cannot get missing. So this is actually cost effective, taking 1 flight and then a road trip, compared to taking 2 flights from wherever you're coming to Accra, and then you take another flight from Accra to Kumasi. And then my last airport tip are like some of the things that you might need while you're coming. So aside your documents that you need for your school, you also need your yellow card. This is very, 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 very important. You can't come into Ghana without your yellow card, but if you don't have one, don't panic. You can get one on arrival. So once you arrive, you could get vaccinated instantly for yellow fever, and then you just wait, they process your card, and then you're free to go. Another one you could get is your COVID vaccine, which is also important, because if you don't do this, then you might have to do a series of tests and all of that, which is going to be so stressful. So to have a stress-free journey, get your COVID vaccine card and get your yellow card. And then another tip I'm going to be giving is WhatsApp groups. So thinking about it now, I'm actually thinking how I ended up on the WhatsApp group. Throughout your application process, you'll be leaving your numbers at different things, and if by chance you get added to your WhatsApp group, don't leave, because this WhatsApp group is actually important. You're coming to somewhere for the first time, especially if you have no relatives here. You want to be communicating with your mates, and then information is going to be coming on the groups. All these are very important. Another WhatsApp group I would say for an international student coming into KNUST is the ISA group. ISA stands for International Students Association. It's a body under KNUST, and as soon as you come as a fresher, you're going to be registered under ISA. So when you get to school, join the WhatsApp groups. It's very important, so you can get updated about activities going on for freshers and all of that, and any other information that you might need. So yeah, WhatsApp group, join WhatsApp group. I know some of you don't like WhatsApp group, but it's actually very important. Another tip I'm going to give is, depending on when you're going to be resuming, it's advisable to come earlier. When you come earlier, you get settled in your room, you get all the stuff you need in your room, you get your groceries, you get your food stuff, and then get to know your lecture halls, get to know your environment. All this is very important. If you're coming to school late, you're going to be lost. You don't even know your friends, you don't know your lecture halls and everything. Let me tell you a quick story about something that happened to me. So when I got to school, I actually came earlier, but I never actually went to look for my lecture halls. So I just assumed my lecture hall is going to be in my department. But alas, that day I went for lectures that morning, first day of school, and then I was looking for my lecture hall, so confused. And then the class had already started like 40 minutes earlier, and I was still looking for my lecture hall. Imagine how disastrous that was. If I had gone a day earlier to just find out where I'm going to be having my lectures and all of that, I would have avoided all of that. Another thing you should start working on earlier is your residency permit. So as an international student in Ghana, you cannot stay in the country for free, of course. You will need to be renewing your residency permits every year. On arrival, the immigration officers actually give you about 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, depending on their mood. I would say their mood, because sometimes they can be cranky. So if you're giving, depending on the amount of days you're giving, so you're required to do your residency permit before the days expire. So I know for KNUST, I don't know about other universities, but for KNUST, your immigration, your residency permit fee is covered. All you have to pay is your Ghana card, and I think that's about $50. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to confirm and I'll put it on the screen. So yeah, the school already covers your residency permits, which is good. So all you need to pay for is your Ghana card. So I would advise you also do that early, because I'm going to tell you a story. So when I came in my first year, I did my residency permits really late, and by the time I was ready to go home for the holidays, I did not have my passport. Imagine how disastrous that was. So that's something I wish I knew before. As soon as you come, get it done, get it out of the way, so that when you want to travel, you don't have any restrictions. Another tip I'll give is to make friends with the Ghanaians. This one is so important, and this is still something I'm still struggling to till this day. Yes, make friends with the Ghanaian is so important. Like, why would you even come to another country and not like make friends with the locals. Like, you need them for better deals, you need them to show you around. Like, they live there, okay? So you need to make friends with these Ghanaians to, you know, to make your process a lot easier. I don't know how to say it. Don't follow Nigerians, don't follow international students. They don't know anything, even in school too, because these people, they have past seniors that have like past questions, old notes and all of that. And if you're friends with them, they could actually share these learning materials with you. So like, that's just a very, 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 very important tip that you need to do. Once you come, make friends with the Ghanaians. And this might also help you improve in your tree, because in case you guys didn't know, this one is not a tip, but just a disclaimer, because Ghana is actually a tree-speaking country. No matter how they want to say it, Ghana is a tree-speaking country. It will surprise you, especially when you come to Kumasi. And KNUS is in the Ashanti region, Kumasi. Everybody speaks tree. Just inside the university where they're like students, that's when you get to speak English and everything. But once you come out, trust me, it is really, really, really a shocker. It's something I did not expect. And once you just see that you're black, they just expect that you should speak tree. And then if you're not speaking tree, they're like, why are you not speaking tree? How long have you been here? All of that, all of that. So if you have Ghanaian friends, you could actually like get more familiar with the local language, so you could get yourself, like, you could navigate yourself around the city. I think that's all the tips I have. If I remember anyone, I would maybe link it in the description box, or if there are a lot, I'll make a part 2. Yeah, that was it, guys. If there's any specific questions that you want me to answer, please and please again, leave it in the description box, and I'll be sure to make a part 2 of this video or answer your questions. And yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you for watching this video to this point. If you're still watching this video and you've not subscribed, why? Like, why have you not subscribed yet? Like, why? What are you waiting for? I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like this video, share to your friends, and leave me a comment. Bye.